What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some news concerning Robiesy Ramirez. He is a Cuban defected double-time gold Olympic champion in the amateurs. He had over 400 fights. He had his first professional fight yesterday, and he lost to a fighter by the name of Adan Gonzalez from Colorado, okay? And it was a split decision. He was dropped in the first round. And this is a real big blow for him because a lot of people don't understand about defected fighters. Cuban defected fighters put themselves in a lot of danger to leave their homeland. And this guy was the next Vasily Lomachenko to a lot of people. And and he was the one that beat Shakur Stevenson, that gave Shakur Stevenson the silver by default. And, he was going to be this big star. Robiesy had a lot of potential. He was signed with Top Rank. So, of course, they were trying to set the platform for him and Shakur Stevenson to meet later on in the professional rankings. Since, he beat Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson took that real hard. Sure. Of course he would. But he's doing well himself. Now, the guy from Cienfuegos, Cuba, he now has to regroup. Maybe they put him in there with a guy, which his record was like 4-2-2. So he wasn't really that tough or I didn't know his opposition or his skill set was that high, but things happen. This is boxing. Boxing is very strange. It's unpredictable. Some things you can predict due to corruption. Some things you cannot due to karma. You know what I mean? So a lot of things happen in boxing unexpectedly, and that's what happens. This guy, has been decorated in so many different amateurs. The Baku, the bantamweight, the Singapore bantamweight, Veracruz bantamweight, gold. All these are gold. Guadalajara, gold. He's a flyweight, bantamweight. Rio de Janeiro, back in 2016. London, 2012, flyweight. This guy is still a good fighter, okay? And it wasn't a shutout, people. It was a split decision. So, I've seen a lot of other videos, and they, they're really like, wow, this happened. And yeah, it's unfortunate, but guess what? Vasily Lomachenko is regarded as one of the top pound-for-pound fighters to this day, okay? He lost his first professional championship, or his first championship attempt. He lost, okay, to Orlando Salido. And Orlando Salido, fought a hard, rugged, experienced fight. Well, we have to understand something about Robiesy. Robiesy is an amateur. He has to know how to acclimate to a professional fighting style, okay? So a lot of times this guy, even, Adan has more. He has, what, 8 fights? So he has way more experience. He has 8 fights more experience than this amateur fighter. He's just going to have to learn how to acclimate, how to transition to the professional rankings. And it's not over. He lost once. Bernard Hopkins lost his first fight. And look at Bernard Hopkins. He's the alien. He's the executioner. He's a legend. He's a Hall of Famer. He will never be forgotten. He set records. So, no, it's not over for Robiesy, okay? It's not. It's not over for this guy. He just needs to regroup. He needs to, focus. And he can't let that one loss get to him. You know what I'm saying? He had over 400 amateur fights, of course. And he's lost, though he lost some too, okay? So, let's just be, cool about that. A loss is a part of life. You know what I mean? But that's what it is. But anyway, he will be back, and they still can plan that particular fight with Shakur Stevenson after they rebuild Robiesy Ramirez. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about the loss of Mr. Ramirez. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.